I'm Alec Bean.
And I'm Brady Levinson, and welcome back to episode 2 of Big Boy Boomin Bets.
Last week I didn't do great. I'm going to leave it at that. Lamar Jackson didn't run one in. Bears got destroyed. I faded the Bears actually in my parlay on Sunday. And then I hit for my own money with going over 3 on this show. So A.J. Brown, we're not going to mention him. I'm very done with him. I think I'm going to trade him this week. So moving on with my lock of the week actually it does involve A.J. Brown. I have the Eagles minus 180 over the Rams. I don't know. I know we're going minus. I know that's boring, but I don't know how they're only minus 180. This Eagles team has looked pretty shaky, yes, but they're getting the job done. That's going to start clicking for them eventually. Rams, I know the Rams have looked pretty good this year. They're 2-0. They killed the Titans. But everyone's going to kill the Titans. Let's be real here.
Yep.
And then the Texans, they barely squeaked by. So, I don't get how they're only minus 180. I actually might take Eagles spread here when push comes to shove. But yeah, give me the Eagles going 3-0, minus 180, lock it in.
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised it's minus 180. I feel like it would be...
That's what I'm saying, a lot more.
Honestly, I thought it would be a little less.
Really?
I thought the Rams looked a lot better last week. And I don't know, the Eagles had a good start against the Chiefs, but... Yeah.
I don't know. Push comes to shove. I think the Eagles get it done.
Tush push?
Tush push comes to shove.
There you go.
There we go.
All right. I had a pretty good week last week. A 2-for-3 start. Not something I imagined happening after last year. Didn't have many of those weeks. Only pick that didn't hit was the lock. USF let me down, but Georgia Tech with the fire drill field goal to beat Clemson. That was awesome to see. And the Broncos bailing out the Colts on, I think it was a leverage penalty. Honestly, pretty stupid penalty in my opinion, but it made the Colts win. Couldn't be happier. So we're going high into week 2 here. And I'm starting off with an alternate spread pick. Give me the Packers minus 10.5 at the Browns.
Yeah.
The spread I found on DraftKings was minus 8.5, and I'm like, that's too little. The Packers have looked like the best team in the NFL after 2 weeks. Jordan Love, I think, has finally found his stride. He's got a ton of weapons on an offense, and Micah Parsons completely changes how that defense looks. And the Browns are just the Browns. There's not much to say there. They're not a good team. So I expect the blowout in this one. Give me the Packers minus 10.5 at plus 105.
Love that pick, actually. Jordan Love has been on an absolute tear this season. However, he does trail one man in passing yards, and that leads me to my upset of the week. Somehow, someway, the Patriots are plus 102 against the Steelers. And I'm taking that. I'm hammering that. I might put $100 on it, honestly. The Patriots actually looked, aside from those last few minutes of that game where they almost blew it, they looked incredible. They looked unstoppable. Honestly, Drake May had a near perfect game, going 19 for 23, 230 yards, 2 tutties, ran one in. His QBR was 137.3. That's near perfect. This man, Drake May, has finally found his footing, I think. Josh McDaniels is bringing out the best in him. The Patriots, I like it. Stephon Diggs still hasn't done anything. It's a bit I don't really have anything else to say. Patriots are plus 102. They're absolutely killing the Steelers on Sunday.
I love it. Never going to say no to a Patriots pick.
Can't do it.
I was really sweating that one out on Sunday.
That was a sweat. That and the Cowboys. Cowboys was a sweat.
If you're a Giants fan, I apologize. That was a bad beat. That was a real bad beat. But I'm happy I have Malik Neighbors in 2 fantasy leagues. We'll say that much.
Neighbors is a dog.
Love him. All right, for my upset of the week, after my success in a college football upset last week, we're going back to it this week. I don't have as much knowledge on this game as I did with the Clemson-Georgia Tech game, but I'm riding it anyways. We're going number 19 Illinois money line at number 9 Indiana. Or no, Illinois is number 9. Indiana's 19. Mix up the 9s there. Illinois is plus 180.
Yeah.
On the road. And if you told me Illinois was top 10, I would have thought you were talking about basketball.
Yeah.
A couple years ago at least. Maybe not in recent history. But Illinois being top 10 in football is absolutely gross. it just shouldn't happen. But
Agreed.
here they are.
Agreed.
They're a good team. Indiana has come on. I mean, they were a pretty bad program a couple years ago. They've turned it around. And my main concern looking at Indiana is I feel like they just haven't been tested. They played a pretty solid Old Dominion team week 1. The last 2 weeks they've had blowouts. They've played Kennesaw State and Indiana State. Those are not real games. Illinois is at least playing some FBS opponents. They got Duke. Western Michigan they beat 38-0, but at least that's an FBS game. These two teams are very evenly matched, but I'm going to trust the polls here and go with the Fighting Illinois to take down the Hoosiers. A big Big Ten game. One of these teams is going to 3-1, one of them staying undefeated. I'm taking Illinois.
Love that pick. Never forget the 30-0 run UConn had on Illinois a couple of years ago. Never forget that. Speaking of college sports, this man won the Heisman last year. My wild card of the week, Travis Hunter, anytime touchdown at plus 245 against the Texans. Okay. It's a little different. I don't normally enjoy betting on receivers because it's so dependent on the quarterback himself. And Trevor Lawrence has looked god-awful this year.
Yep.
4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 77.9 QB rated. Drake May's better than him, and I'll say that, and I'll stand on that. But yeah, I mean, Trevor Lawrence doesn't look great, but Travis Hunter is Travis Hunter. I mean, he's getting fed the ball. I mean, last week he had 6 targets. Week before that he had 8 targets. He's getting fed the ball. It's just a matter of Trevor Lawrence hitting him in stride, getting him in open field, and doing what he does best. His longest reception the past 2 weeks has been 9 yards and 10 yards. I mean, you get him downfield, it's gonna be problems for that Texans secondary. And to be quite honest, the Texans, they haven't looked too hot this year.
No, I wanted them to win last night.
I want them
not
to
betting
figure
against
it out.
Baker again.
No, you can't bet against Baker. It's Baker Mayfield.
Big
But
mistake.
I mean, that's the thing with the Texans is that although, they haven't looked great, it's still the Texans. They can still figure things out. But I mean, their defense has been pretty locked down, but when they do give it up, I feel like they're giving up a lot of yards in the air. I haven't seen much rushing other than the 1 touchdown I saw last night at the end of the game, when I call it the end of the game. Rashad White punched their ticket and won the game last 10 seconds. But again, I don't think the Texans have what it takes to stop both Brian Thomas and Travis Hunter and Travis Etienne. This offense, aside from Trevor Lawrence, has really been clicking, and Brian Thomas Jr., I think he's one big catch away from really breaking it through again like he was last year. So give me Travis Hunter, anytime touchdown, plus 245.
I like that. I mean, it's been a rough couple weeks for Brian Thomas, but like you said, he's won or 2 big catches. He's still the number 1 in that offense.
Still number 1. He's still gonna get fed the ball. He's still gonna get the most coverage out of anyone on that team.
Yeah, and Travis Hunter's role is only gonna get bigger and bigger on both sides of the ball as it goes on. Liam Cohen was very clear about that, so I like that pick. Now, ever since I saw the news that J.J. McCarthy was out this week, I've had this game circled on my schedule because it is going to be one of the games of all time. I'm talking Bengals and Vikings, Jake Browning versus Carson Wentz. It doesn't get much better than that. And I might surprise some people with this pick. I'm taking an alternate over at 44.5 at plus 115. I think the line was 42. I put it up a couple points to take some plus money in. It's going to come off as why would you pick that? Because you got 2 backup quarterbacks. Why would you bet on a high-scoring game? But we look at Mac Jones and Spencer Rattler last week, and that was a pretty good game.
Buy stock now, Mac Jones, by the way. Buy stock now.
And Jake Browning didn't look good. He threw 3 picks, but he came through when it mattered most. I was sitting on my couch watching the Jake Browning game-winning drive, and I just felt inspired. And Carson Wentz, he's starting for his 6th team in 6 years. But these 2 QBs got something to prove. Carson Wentz needs to prove that he's still a QB, and Jake Browning is the starting quarterback of this Bengals team for the next 3 months. Yeah. So I think they're both going to figure it out. Neither of these defenses have looked great. The Vikings held the Falcons in check for a little bit, couldn't quite get the job done. But I expect this to be, honestly, kind of a shootout, similar to how Jaguars-Bengals was this past week. So give me over 44.5 in Browning versus Wentz.
I really love that pick, actually. I saw something that said the Bengals might target Shedeur. I wouldn't
Baltimore.
mind
He
seeing that.
want to go to Baltimore. I don't know if he'll want to go to Cincinnati.
Shador wanted to go to Baltimore?
No, he didn't.
Oh. Well,
Because
yeah.
he's gonna be stuck behind.
Well, yeah, that's why. I mean, like that's the thing. That was that. He goes to the Bengals. He's got 3 months to prove himself. I mean, Joe Burrow's still Joe Burrow, but who knows? Maybe Shador ends up there and he goes off for himself, and that'd be good for him.
Now the other thing I saw, the Bengals have like 4 primetime games coming up this year.
Yep.
And who better to put in those primetime games than Jameis Winston? He's the 3rd string QB in New York. He needs to find a new home.
Listen, I've seen a lot of things, a lot of different quarterbacks in these situations, and I think Shador, Jameis, maybe even Tommy DeVito would bring in numbers. Bring in absolute numbers and money to whatever network. So Roger Goodell's going to put in a call and he's going to make it rigged. There's going to be a new quarterback in Cincinnati. Give it 2 weeks. Clock it right now. I wish I could bet on that. Because I'm telling you, I'd probably bet on there being a new QB.
Yeah, can we bet on the amount of quarterbacks the Bengals are going to have? They signed some guy at the Packers practice squad. I thought it was really boring. But anyways, that's going to be all for this episode of Big Boy Boomin Bets. It's going to be an interesting one. I'll say that much. But yeah, I'm Brady Levinson.
I'm Alec B. Remember to gamble safely, gamble responsibly. We'll see you next week.